Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here with kind of a dual purpose video. In this video I'm going to show you a Troll and Toad EVO shipment that I'm sending out to them. And it kind of gives you an idea of how you can ship out just bulk in general if you choose to do it this way. So I've folded the paper just to cover up some information. But this is a breakdown of all the cards that you see here. And then the last couple on the page here. So I didn't go out and buy out my local McDonald's and steal cards from all the kids, just so you know that up front. But there are a lot of McDonald's 25th anniversary cards. For anybody who has any interest, it seems like a decent buy opportunity right now for some of the cases on eBay, especially some of them going at auction. People that got in over their heads buying way too many cases out, and or maybe McDonald's that just long after the promotion turning up with cases they had misplaced or whatever. And I think I haven't calculated the exact EV, but I've picked up a few cases here and there to open and just populate my Evo store with singles. But anyways, the way that you do an Evo shipment, and I'll show you this in a future video from the Troll and Toad, the website side of it, as far as how you actually navigate through to do this. But you'll see line by line 10 near mint, hollow promo Bulbasaurs 42, non-hollow promo. Generally speaking, Troll and Toad will go alphabetically by set, and that generally holds. You'll see for whatever reason the Pikachu hollow promo isn't matched up with the non-hollow. It just somehow jumped to the very end. So when you're going through and adding these in line by line, if you don't have things sorted properly for Troll and Toad, they will charge you a fee. You can't just send them in a complete mess, out of order, and they'll end up hitting you with the raw fulfillment fee if you do that. So getting everything input into the computer and then making sure you organize them to the packing list just to avoid that fee. I'm obviously not going to ship them this way, but as I loaded them in just to make sure that I could double check and verify I put them in the right order, I kind of alternated horizontal, vertical on each, and that gives you a quick view of kind of what's in there. Again, a large amount of the McDonald's promos, just some random other cards that I had a lot of. Nothing too exciting here. I just figured one of the more important parts of this would be discussing the Troll and Toad EVO submission process. And then this box down here, you'll note that it's a full box. There's actually, I don't know if you can pick it out from the video, but a couple cards are sleeved in here randomly. So I mentioned organization is key on these cards. These cards are 100% disorganized. These I'm sending for raw fulfillment. I've got loads and loads of cards that I just don't really have the time to go through and sort on my own. Troll and Toad offers a service where for 6 cents per card, this is roughly 1,000 cards. So for 60 bucks, they'll go through and line by line, they'll classify each card into a condition. So Troll and Toad near mint. Hopefully most of these will hit that. But they have near mint, heavily played, and then if it's damaged, they'll send it back to you. So yeah, for 6 cents a card, kind of an interesting potential future video too. I have no idea how long it would take me to go through and enter all these line by line. You can imagine there's probably some duplication in here, but say that it's 1,000 cards, maybe there's 600 unique cards. That would be several pages, and then going through and just identifying and entering on their website each individual card, and then 2, organizing them in the exact order of the packing slip. I would imagine that this would take me hours. Whether it would take me, if it took me 3 hours, then I'd effectively be paying them $20 an hour to do this work. But yeah, I'll definitely put that on in my notes for a future video just to see. But for anybody, some decent Dragon Vault cards there. Anybody who has a lot of cards and not a lot of time, I really think it's a great service. So part of what I wanted to show you in this video too is these 3,000 cards. I think 3,000 cards is a really good number I found for me personally. And these boxes, I'll put a link in the description, but BCW 1,000 count TCG storage boxes. The reason I use these specifically, we're going to kind of run a little tight with my camera here, but 3 of these fit perfectly. I mean, look at the height of that. Perfectly with the flap. 3 of these fit perfectly inside a medium flat rate box. I'm going to pause quickly just so I can get these all horizontal so that I can show you how they fit into the box. So I'll be right back. So I've laid all the cards horizontal. I won't do it right now on camera, but one thing that's really important about packing any kind of bulk cards, no movement. You don't want any movement. So I'll fill this space in with either a couple packing peanuts or more likely some crinkled up, I've actually got a little bit right here, some crinkled up packing paper. But for the purpose of this video, I'll just keep these loosely packed and show how they fit in here. I always organize, I always label for them too. Box 1, like line 1 starts here. Box 2 and box 3. Just makes it a little bit easier on their receiving end. But yeah, three boxes of 1,000 cards each. Really nice tight fit. You hear more rattling than you will when I do the final packing of this. But yeah, that's just this box was made medium flat rate box from USPS. I don't remember the exact number. If you go in and pay retail, it's more like 18 or 19, I think. If you're buying your postage online, it's closer to 17 or 18 maybe. But 3,000 cards you're able to ship approximately for, say, about 17 bucks. I mean, you're shipping them for less than a cent a card. I think that's pretty reasonable. I'll probably record a separate short clip to tie into this same video, but I'm also shipping currently, over the past several weeks, I've mentioned EVO several times. I'm shipping tons out to EVO. You'll want to make sure that you obviously enclose your packing slip in the box. But I am on top of shipping out a lot to EVO, my true bulky bulk, the stuff that's worth just a few cents each. I ship those in large flat rate boxes, and I'll show you in a separate clip. Again, I'll just pause and then pick up with a large flat rate box, and I'll show you the way that you can organize them in. Over the years, I've tried packing a few different ways, and then I think I actually saw somebody link a picture on Verbank, one of the Facebook groups, and it was a really clean way. You really almost have to use no packing materials at all. You literally just stuff a large flat rate box full of cards. So I'll pause it now. That box will appear, and we'll talk a little bit more about it and how many cards you can fit. So I'm back with a large flat rate box full of cards. This is a method that I actually saw on Verbank. Somebody suggested for shipping out bulk. So what you see is 2x2 on each corner. So there's 16 stacks. I've got a counting scale. I'd recommend anyone who is going to do bulk. I couldn't imagine, but some people probably count 7,500 cards to pack into a box. This, what you do is you count 50, and then you teach the scale what 50 cards weighs. And it's not going to be perfect. I mean, there's variance in the weights, but when you're talking 7,500 cards, plus or minus a couple tenths of a percent, I mean, even a percent isn't a huge deal. So yeah, I weigh out. This was one stack that I pulled from over here. So about 466 cards. I weigh on this scale, and then I slot them in. You can imagine The first ones pack fairly easy. When you're getting these last two in, I'm not going to do it on camera right now, but it is a bit hard to get in there. Just remember that bulk is not sold gem mint. It's near mint LP often. So yeah, don't be too worried about that. I've packed this way many times, shipping to Troll and Toad, shipping to Collector's Cash, different people on Verbank, and I've never had an issue. So 20,000 or yeah, $20, 7,500 cards. I really don't think there's a way, even looking UPS or FedEx, just because the weight's so much. I don't think there's a way to ship bulk cards cheaper. I've seen a lot of people do individually wrapped, saran wrap, 100 count stacks, which again, I think they're counting by hand. That all just seems very excessive to me when it comes to bulk. Even if you want to be safe, count out 101 cards and then teach your scale that that's 100. So that'll give like 1% favor into the bulk recipient if you're worried about it. But I've never really worried about it, and it all kind of averages out over the long term. So yeah, 7,500 cards in a large flat rate box. That's how I do it. Thanks for checking out this video on how I package bulk. Feel free to comment if you've got any suggestions, if you've got a better way. I've not found one better than this as far as just getting that price per card down as low as possible. So yeah, thanks for stopping in and watching the video. I will catch you all later.